Thank you, Madam Chairman. Ambassador Ty, welcome. Glad to see you again, and thank you for your service to the nation. I know you've taken several questions along this point, but I want to make it again. I'm really frustrated with the lack of movement on GSP. I look at a state like Georgia, and having we've got about 1.5 million acres of privately owned timber, and about another $1.3 billion in manufacturing sales associated with that. GSP could play a role in that, but it does in so many other ways. It's really important for us to create different supply chains that we have right now, and GSP is one such tool that we can do that with. Can we have your commitment that you will continue to lean in to help us get that across the finish line? And can you speak to the importance of a solid, potentially longer authorization versus a shorter authorization and what that does to stability in the marketplace?
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Ferguson. GSP is on everybody's mind at the hearing today, because I know you have a markup tomorrow, which is encouraging, because at this point I think GSP has been lapsed for over 3 years. I have a lot of counterparts who raise GSP with me, asking about reauthorization. I always begin my response by tipping my hat to the U.S. Congress, this committee and the Senate Finance Committee in particular, in terms of it being a statutory program that comes from you. That said, the administration is supportive of reauthorization of GSP, of course, with appropriate updates to reflect GSP's purpose as well, to be a trade and development program that enhances the relationship between the United States and many of our developing country trading partners. And so we also support updates to the GSP program that go to those development goals that address human rights, anti-corruption, rule of law, labor standards, environmental standards. I'd be remiss to not mention other lapsed programs, including TAA, which goes to the competitiveness of our workers. But whether it's with respect to technical assistance or other kinds of assistance that we can provide, we at USTR stand ready as always.
Thank you for that. I just feel like it's really important that we work to get this done. Another area that I'm concerned about is digital trade, particularly as it relates to our filmmakers, our music creators, the multi-billion-dollar industry that exists in my home state of Georgia around TV and film production, but also the music industry in the metro Atlanta area. I'm concerned about things like what Canada is potentially doing and how that could negatively impact, trade. But really, if that goes into effect, then that really could have a chilling effect on the creators' incentives to do, to do more. That could affect job creation in the state of Georgia and capital investment there. Can you speak to how you would deal with that issue and how Canada could potentially be discriminating against American producers there?
Dr. Ferguson, the Canadians are very active, so I just wanted to ask a point of clarification.
Yeah.
Is this with respect to the Canadian Digital Services taxes?
It's the Online Streaming Act.
Oh, the Online Streaming
Yes,
Act.
ma'am.
I appreciate that. The issues that you raise with respect to impacts on American content creators, our creative industry, jobs in that industry, which are heavily unionized, this provision is something that we are looking at very, very closely. I think what I'd say to you is we remain in close contact with our Canadian counterparts, with the embassy as well, in assessing where they are in their implementation. I believe this online streaming act became law on April 27th, so almost a year ago. It does create an opportunity for Canada to update its definition of Canadian content to better reflect the complex ways in which film, video, and audio content is produced. We would like to see this updating process lead to fair outcomes for U.S. stakeholders.
Yeah, well, I just would like to have your commitment that we're not going to do anything that discriminates against U.S. producers and content creators.
I think that you can rely on us to do that in our conversations with our good friends up north.
Thank you, Ambassador. Yield back.